Hey guys, so I've made the realization as I was going through some stuff that I haven't complained about floodgates yet, so might as well get to it. Floodgates right now is not as bad, and they are planning to hit MPen, but floodgates is just in general not a very fun deck to play against. And the reason being that this is just like diet stun is one way to look at it. But it was just hardcore stun at one point when we still had the barrier statue of the Stormwinds, of course. And the amount of like wind decks that were playable, yeah, same amount actually. I don't think there are any, really. There's like Speedroid, there's like Dragunity, and then yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the annoying thing about Floo, of course, is that they play on your turn mostly, but they're still very much a floodgate deck. That's all they are, really. So, like, you have all of your, like, birds and stuff, but the birds aren't really your win condition, honestly. And that's annoying, so I'll just go ahead and put them in this list real quick. And this one, some of these. I do get some SR, though, for when they ban this. Or not ban this, limit this. Nice. So, let's see. Alright, something like this. Okay. So, another thing that's annoying about them is that they can run, like, 3 extra. They can run duality. Whoa, duality. And then we have, let's see. Prosperity. So it was, like, arguably even worse before because it would look like this. 3 of these. 3 of these. So, this card here is, like, Diet Prosperity, I suppose. And then this here is just actual Prosperity. You're digging 6 deep. And then you have Extrav. Basically, more or less, Pot of Greed with a heart once per turn. Because these two cards do not actually draw. These excavate and then add. And add in general does not count to draw anyways. This is a bit different. So, yeah, that's a bit annoying. And then this also would add as well. So, the condition on XRF is honestly not that good as you can see because of this. Yeah. Not really feeling it, but of course they also can't be Mech Seed. What you can do is you can Ash Blossom and Joy Spring them, but technically if they open the map, it's much harder to do so. If not, like, straight up impossible. Depends on the hand, I guess. But then they also have the barrier statue, and then it becomes an issue of, oh, did you not draw that out? Well, I guess you lost. Or did you also lose the coin flip? Because they're a strictly only good at going first deck. And at the time, they're basically just barrier statue of the Stormwinds Turbo, and that was it. Not much else. So if you have like a Raigeki, you win. That's about it. They also have like Apex Avian that they can run, which has obnoxious synergy. Really hate it. And then there is Ryza, I think, right? Yeah, Ryza the Mega Monarch. Wait, why is Ryza the Storm Monarch an SR while Ryza the Mega Monarch is a normal card? That's a bit weird, isn't it? Never noticed that. And then the other thing they do is they just run Shifter. Yep. And more floodgates. Macrocosmos. They don't really run macro, I think, because I think macro is a little worse for them than like dimensional fissure, so like E-fissure, Sci-fi. I guess this doesn't search that well. Okay. So, as well as dimensional fissure, and then it's like let's be real, all of these Floo cards pretty much useless. It was just Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, that was it. The only thing that, like, was that the Floo cards contributed was just basically uh normal summon Ryza, and then that'll like tribute the monster you were going to try to beat over like Stormwinds with. So you actually have to draw an out for this, like Godarla would work or something like that, and yeah, that's about it. I guess Apex Avian with like both Dreaming Town and map was annoying, because if I normal summon, then you normal summon over my normal summon, and of course you can do it multiple times because of Apex Avian. Returning to the hand and not being hard once per turn, which is moderately annoying, but honestly this interaction isn't like that bad. This is like one of the things that isn't as annoying, actually. Yeah. But, yeah, getting hit by, like, the chain blocking that they can do with Advent now is kind of also annoying. So now they're just oddly hand trap resistant, but only to, like, certain hand traps that are good against other decks, which makes them annoying. Like, they still die to, like, hand traps. Like, if you hit them with a Gamma or an Ash Blossom, they're pretty screwed, honestly. Yeah. So, like, for example, normal summon Rabina, hit them with a whatever. As long as you negate the Rabina, like, if it doesn't target, even if they activate Advent, they can't play anymore. That was the whole turn. And that's it, and they can't play on your turn either. So it's, like, randomly kind of fragile, but, like, it just so happens that in this meta, we can't run a bunch of certain hand traps anymore. And that's kind of why Floo is kind of, like, flourishing a bit here, which is annoying. Ignoring all of the random consistency cards they have, and still somehow bricks, I don't know. Their main win con is honestly just like a Dimensional Fissure or a Dimensional Shifter. And that's mostly why they're annoying now. They lost Stormwinds, which is good. Now you have to draw that out a little bit less. Like, even if I have an evenly matched against this, evenly, and then what, right? Doesn't go super well here. Kinda just suffering, really. Makes me wish that, like, Zombie World had better support so that it would be playable in this meta, but sadly it's not. And, yeah. Well, like, I guess it's technically playable, like, anything's playable if you know, put your heart to it. Like, Genix is technically playable, but I don't want to see what that kind of list looks like exactly, but playable does not mean, like, super good. Like, Zombie World, the card, is technically, like, fairly decent, but, like, the deck as a whole is not, like, that super great right now. It's, like, alright, I guess, but whatever. In general, though, Floo is just really annoying. So they max seed you without being able to get max seed themselves, and they hit you with floodgates. Two kind of cards I just really don't enjoy dealing with or playing against or whatever. And then of course they can just run hand traps, like whatever. One of the things about Floo that Floo players clearly haven't caught on to is that you don't need to run Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Ash Blossom, there's like some merit to playing Ash Blossom, right? But if you think about it, the biggest utility of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring is just that you can use it to trade for your opponent's cards, or you can prevent yourself from being Ash Blossomed if it gets called by. And then there is just using it against Maxi, if I haven't mentioned that already. Aside from that, it's not like that great, because they're just specific hand traps that you can run that are in general much more powerful than Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. For well, for example, I think a huge one might be like Contact C, but Contact C is a bit more situational, which makes it a little bit worse depending on what your opponent's playing exactly. But against like tier limit exactly, if they normal summon Rhino Heart, no one plays IP in like tier, and you shouldn't. But Contact C completely ends their turn, and they can't really do anything unless they opened like a Salik in hand. They won't have a negate for you. But in the case of you're playing Floo, then you have Advent anyways, so you can dodge the Salik and keep playing. And that's just a bit of a interesting example, but I think the most powerful hand trap you could probably run as a Floo player is just like Ghost Cherry. If I can spell. Let's see. Was it cherries? Ghost cherries. Ah, sure. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. You don't really need to go into your extra deck at all, like ever, and you're just kind of bashing them, but whatever. With Winter Cherries, you can just really screw certain decks out of playing. And you have 15 like extra deck slots to put in like whatever kind of decks you think you'll be facing or whatever meta decks there are, and then just put like key cards and then just banish them, completely screwing your opponent out playing. So for Sword Soul, I guess that would be like Chi. The best they could have done is simply to have opened more or less long one, and then they can I guess summon Baron Pass or something along those lines, just a single Synchro 10. Which is significantly easier than whatever board they normally make. Depends, I guess, but yeah. Something like this is probably just better. And yeah. Don't really enjoy, like, decks where their whole identity is just basically, I make floodgate. So yeah, guys, I'm coming out. Well, no. What I'm trying to say here is, Hero's not that based. It's just the floodgate deck, guys. You're no different from floodgates, really. Except I can max C you, which is nice. And yeah, that's where I'll end the video, I guess. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.